Should you invest in richtech robotics? I was live this morning and I was asked about this stock no less than 40 times. I ended my live, I started getting DMs. Hey, you didn't answer. You didn't answer. What do you think? Should I invest? Should I invest? I switched over to Instagram. DMs. Richtech, what do you think? What do you think? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I never give my thoughts because my thoughts don't matter, but I will give you my research. And I want you to listen very closely to what I say about this stock, because this is a highly speculative, high-risk stock. And far too often, when I get bombarded with questions about one particular company over and over in the span of a day, it is likely because a much larger content creator than me has mentioned the stock, is pumping it, is hyping it, is telling everyone to run out and invest. I'm not saying that the stock can't go higher than it already has. I'm not saying you shouldn't invest in it. I'm saying you need to do your research more than what I'm going to show you in this video, and you need to understand risk management. I have never heard of this company, but on the fundamentals, it looks like garbage. This just screams pump and dump to me. That doesn't mean that if you didn't buy the stock a year ago, you're not sitting on a massive gain. You are. In 1 year, this stock is up 791%. Imagine if you bought it a year ago. You'd be pretty happy, especially if you bought, a large position. This company is not a large cap, mid cap, or small cap company, although technically it is. What it really is a baby. I mean, what is this thing? 1.17 billion is their market cap. They have no dividends, obviously. They have no price to earnings ratio because they're frankly too new to have one, although the industry standard is 23 times earnings. Their revenue is, what is this? In 2021, 6.03 million. 2022, 6.05 million. 2023, 8.76 million, so it's up a little bit. But then in 2024, it drops pretty hard to 4.24 million. And in 2025, 4.95 million. But their projected income, or revenue, for 2026, 11 million. Their net income is negative $8.14 million. Although their total assets jumped up a lot in the last year. They're now 42.65 million. And you can see that their debt looks like, someone who went to Harvard. $156,000 in 2023, and it jumped to $356,000 in 2024. And they have 30 million in cash. They have negative cash flow and a 1-year price target of $6, which it already is. If you were to go on Seeking Alpha and look at richtech robotics factor grades, this is only available, by the way, if you have a premium account, and I think there is a discount code in my link tree in my bio. You can see the valuation is not great. The growth is really good, obviously, because look at that. Profitability, terrible. Momentum, obviously, A+, and revisions B-. But everyone gives it a hold. CFRA's report on this stock has a recommended sell order. They rank it as moderate risk. And the only positive sign is Wall Street sentiment, on the street. People seem to like it. If you don't know what this company does, this is basically it. Oh, that guy, man, he can't possibly go and get oil on his own. He needs a little robot to bring it to him. That'll improve productivity, right? It says bringing people together by automating the tasks that keep them apart. And it says down here that richtech Robotics has been accepted into the NVIDIA Connect program. But really, this just screams penny stock, which it almost was, a couple months ago. Anything under $5 is a penny stock. This just screams pump and dump to me. And of course, I could be wrong. I'm sure there's going to be someone in the comments who says, I bought this stock a year ago at $2.70, and it's up, and I'm up almost 800%, and everyone should go buy it. And you have to just step back for a second and ask yourself, is that person running out to tell everyone to pile into the stock because they want everyone to get rich? Or are they telling you to run into the stock because they're trying to squeeze out a couple more bucks for themselves? By the way, a little secret between friends here, don't tell anybody, but content creators are full of shit. A lot of these content creators are idiots, and a lot of them don't even own the stock or know anything about the stock, but they see that it's going viral on someone else's channel, so they're making a video about it. You gotta be really careful who you trust. Most people are liars. They're in it for the views, man! With a stock like this, risk management is key. The question you have to ask yourself when it comes to a highly speculative investment isn't, I wonder how much I could make if it goes to 10, 20, 30, 50, $100 a share. The question you should ask yourself is, based on the fundamentals, how much am I willing to lose? And by the way, if you buy a stock that is already up 791% in a year, where do you think this thing goes short term? My guess is it goes down. Maybe not forever. Maybe it goes down for a couple months and then skyrockets. Nobody knows. But the way I would play a stock like this, if it was something that was of interest to me, is I would put in what I was willing to lose. It's $6.18 per share. So 100 shares would cost you $618. Are you willing to lose $618? You might. You might say, that's a very small amount of money for me. I'll roll the dice on it. Now, what happens in a year or two if this company's fundamentals really dramatically improve and this company actually becomes something substantial? You might say, I knew it. I should have bought so much back then. But what I would do is say, now that gives me the confidence to buy into the strength. I would rather buy more at 20 and know that the company is on the right path than cross my fingers and say, man, I hope this thing makes me rich. Because far too often, stocks like this go up and then down. Inexperienced retail investors see a stock that's up almost 800% in a year and they go, oh my God, I can't believe I missed it. I'll buy it now for the next 800% in the next 12 months. That almost never happens. By the way, if you're new here and you want to learn how to invest, I'm going to show you where you can get that template right now. All you have to do is go right here and click on the menu, which is right here, and everything is free. But what you're looking for is this template right here. If you're not following me and you leave a question below or you slide up in my DMs giving me your whole life story, I'm not going to respond. It's just one way that I set boundaries because a lot of people like to take a lot of advantage.